everyone, thanks for joining me today. I wanted to share with you my 2016 bullet journal. This large journal I got from Walmart last year, just before the new year. I paid less than $10 for it, and it has 400 pages. Here. Alright, now I used all the way up to page 292 so far. We're not done with the year yet. So I still have plenty of other pages to go in here, which will not be wasted. I will use these pages, just not for my 2017 planning. Instead, what I'm going to be transitioning to is back into my ringed Day One Franklin Covey planner. I bought this many years ago from Walgreens. They still sell them there for like $12 or $13. I take very good care of my things, so this has lasted me many years, and I haven't used it every single year since I bought it, but it's still in very good condition, and so are the rings. And the main reason I am going back to this is because of the size. I don't like that the bullet journal, the typical size of bullet journals, do not fit the whole year in it, which is why I originally went to this larger size, because I like for my entire year to be together. However, on the flip side of that, I like to carry my planner with me when I leave the house. Even though I am a stay-at-home mom, there are things that I want to be able to have access to when I leave the house, and this is just too big and too heavy to carry everywhere. So I'm transitioning back into this. And what I've done here is basically made my own inserts. Everything is handwritten or handmade. I did not buy any Franklin Covey inserts. They are too expensive. We just don't have the finances to deal with that this year. So I'm going to open it up and share with you what is in this planner. And even though we're still in mid-December, I've already started using it. And whatever I'm writing in here during December, I'm transferring to my larger bullet journal, so that way at the end of the year, that journal will be complete and the entire year from January 1st to December 31st without any days missing. So I started using this early so I can kind of get a feel for the change in size and how I have my pages drawn out each day. So let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so this is the compact size. I guess it would be comparable to a Filofax Personal. I honestly wouldn't know by experience, just from what I have researched online. This is, let's see if I could measure it. This ruler is 6 inches, so the pages are just under 7 inches long, and they are 4 1/4 inches wide. So that is how large the actual pages are of this. The actual planner itself, the binder, is larger than that. So let's go ahead and check out from the beginning. Okay, I'm also going to be using this as my wallet. Here you can see my debit, my ID, and my other like debit and cards. In this this accordion file here, I have some paint swatches. We are in the process of painting our house, so that's all there for reference. And everything with the colors chosen, I have written on where that color is going to go, etc. So that's there because we're in the process of that project. Then I also have my market dots, which I use on my monthly calendars, and I've been using these for years and I love them. And I have these other paint swatches here just because I love the colors, and I was thinking of punching them and inserting them into the planner. Like I have 2 blue ones here and 2 yellow ones. So I was thinking of gluing them or getting a double-sided tape and sticking these together and making it like a bookmark. So it's the same size, the same color on both sides. So that's just sitting in there for now until I actually decide what I want to do with those. And then in my zipper section here, I keep my money and coins. So cash and coins, just a few coins. I try not to keep no more than 75 cents to $1 in change in here. And then here I have this coupon that I can use at Kohl's if I happen to go there before the expiration date, and some receipts from Home Depot and Walmart that we may need to return some items that we've been working on painting and putting curtains up in our house. So I have the receipt for all the curtains and rods and everything like that, so just in case we need to access that. And then here I just have these little stickies with a reminder of when my Kohl's coupon expires. I have these little plain yellow mini stickies, these pink ones, and then on the back I have a couple of plain yellow, these cute greenish colors, and then behind those are these cute checklists, and then these pink ones with the polka dots on the bottom. So I just keep those all stuck together. And then here in to my right I have some paint swatches that I've cut up and wrote scripture on. So that kind of acts as a cover page, kind of to hide my personal information that I have written just behind it. So if I'm getting my ID or my debit out and I need to open this, my information isn't right there for everyone to see, my personal phone number. So these yellow are this same paint swatch here that I cut into two, and I took off the name, and this is the Bear Honey Locust paint swatch, and I really love that color. And then that one, I love the bird and the color, the blue color, that this just is, this quote was just fitting for it. It says, "Happy the soul that has been awed by a view of God's majesty." And just the amazing colors and design of that bird just reminds me of how awesome God is as our creator. Here I have a couple Bible verses that are kind of like life verses for me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Psalm 16:11, "You make known to me the path of life and fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand." On the back, because at the time I had run out of the paint swatch, I just took some yellow construction paper and wrote Philippians 4 verse 8 on there. On the 3 cards, it's all one verse. It says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." And then here I have my handwritten planner cover, and has the year, my phone number, if it gets lost or anything like that. Obviously my address and stuff is in here, my ID is there. But I also have a verse here, Deuteronomy 6:24 through 26. "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace." I love that verse. From here I have my 2017 goals page, which is temporarily still blank because I'm still thinking about those goals and kind of finalizing them and thinking about what I really want to work on and accomplish next year. Then I have a page at a glance, a year at a glance on this page, 2017, and then 2018 on this page, and then special dates. I have mainly birth dates and anniversaries, which obviously I covered the names of who those dates belong to and what they are. And then I have a future planning for 2018, just the months, half a month on each side. And this I've had in the same planner for years. Ever since I posted my planner videos, this has been in there, and I just love this poem, Footprints in the Sand. I absolutely love it. And I just found this photo online some years ago, saved the photo, printed it out, and used Scotch tape to kind of laminate it the cheap way because I didn't have a laminator at the time. And that kind of just transitions from my intro pages to my December daily pages. I started this on December 10th, so I don't have the whole month set up and all that, and I kind of drew this to look like the Franklin Covey day on a page. I really love their day on 2 pages, but I don't like how much space that takes up, so I just kind of am trying to see if this will work for me, and if not, I can always print out more of these dotted pages and cut them to size and change up the layout if I need to. Here real quick you can see I print out these dotted pages. I found a printable or a photo online. I saved it to my desktop and I print it at 102% because it has a little like name or logo on the bottom and I don't want that on my pages, so I enlarge it a little teeny bit so that I can not have that. And here you can see I get 3 compact pages and a little sliver, which is actually, I'll show you really quickly, that extra little sliver that I get off of there I use for little things like this. It's this little bit there, so I don't waste any of the paper. I print it front and back with the dots, and then I write out my layout that I want. So this is what I've done thus far. I write the date and day up top, and every day I add the little weather, what the weather's like where I am. I have my appointments here with the hours and tasks here for my to-do list, and a little section for notes. This is what it looks like pretty much every single day. And right now we are here on December 16th and it looks the same way. Here in the middle I have this little folded paper, and on this side I have upcoming events because I don't have the December month here to look at, and I'm not carrying my bullet journal with me everywhere because it's ginormous. So I have those upcoming appointments and events and whatnot, and then inside I have my little grocery list, and then on the back side I have my devotional reading to read every day. Right now I'm in Revelations and the Psalm 40s, so I can check that off each day, and then once this list is completed or whatever, then I can just toss this and add a new one in with whatever I want to put here. I can put a prayer list, my morning routine, my shopping list, whatever. You can do anything on these things. I love having this middle section, this little thing from Franklin Covey. So here you can see I have the same layout with the tasks, notes, and appointments, but here I tried a different one. This is the weekend, and typically on the weekends we don't have much as far as appointments go, and I don't really need to know what I should be doing within a certain amount of hours. So I have that much smaller here and the tasks here, and then all of this I have the notes. So typically I have all of that as appointments and only this little bit as notes, but hopefully this works well. On the weekends I'll probably journal a little bit more and write down what we did with the kids that day or whatnot. So this just continues every day. I already have a couple things planned in there. Here I have a dentist appointment, so I have an important document that I need to take with me to remind me to speak to the dentist about that. And then now continuing out, this week I have blank because my kids are on a homeschool break, winter break if you will, and I don't know if we're going to be, if I'm going to want to take a lot of notes or if we're going to be doing a lot of appointments or whatever. So I left that open to still draw it down and have appointments, or draw it across and have a lot of notes. So that is left open. Also, I don't know what time I should start my day at. If we do have appointments, and we might be sleeping in every day until 9, so I would start my day later instead of starting it at the typical 6 or 7 a.m. So now we're going to get into the January, and I have this tiny little paper clip and this bow that I tied on there out of some mesh ribbon, this pink ribbon. I made these dividers. They're just plain colored stock paper, and I laminated it, and that has January on there, and they continue to go down. Right now I only have up to June in here as far as the monthlies, and As far as the dailies like this, I have all the way up until March. I had the entire year in here, but it just really is taking up too much space, and it doesn't leave me enough space to keep any blank pages in here for additional notes. So here, this is just plain. I can write on this with a wet erase if I want, or post a sticky on there as a reminder, or whatever. Here I have a January index, very similar to the Franklin Covey setup. If I have like a confirmation number on any specific day or an Amazon order that I made that I need to keep track of, I can just write the date and a quick note about what it is, so that way if ever in the future I need to reference that again, I can just quickly look here on the index. Then I drew out my monthly, and here I have a couple of reminders for January. And this is what the monthly looks like. It takes up the entire page so I can write, and here are my color code market dots so that I can save some space on writing in that monthly area because it's not much space. There's not much decoration and prettiness to this. I really just don't want to spend time unnecessarily decorating and drawing and all that stuff, even though I enjoy doing that. I don't want to feel forced to do it like I kind of do in a bullet journal. I just really need my planner to be a planner, and I want to be more productive and a little less time wasting on the prettiness of planning. So after my monthly calendar, I have 2 blank pages for a gratitude and memories thing. This I'm continuing. I love doing this in my bullet journal, and I'm going to continue doing this for every single month. And then after that, I have my monthly tracker. Again, copying this from my bullet journal. I enjoy tracking the things that I've been tracking all year. Those are some personal development things like my Bible reading, if I'm taking my Spanish lessons, if I'm coloring or practicing my cursive or knitting or crocheting, if I'm reading books, and then my household things like when do I clean the bathroom, guest bathroom, laundry, and all that stuff. And then down here are some health related things. When am I working out? Am I drinking water every day? Have I drank coffee or wine that day? And all that stuff. And then a couple of health things for one of my kids as well. He had a couple warts and he's dealing with some other issues, so I need to be sure to make sure that I'm on that with him as well. So after each month's tracker, then I have the month master task list. So this can be used for that month's like main goals or main projects or tasks that I want to get done sometime in that month and focus on. And then I'm going into the daily. Here I have the dailies drawn out the same exact way. This is happens to be a Sunday, which is why I have the larger notes. And then the weekdays are more focused on my hourly and my appointments, or I homeschool, so even though I don't have appointments that I need to leave the house for, I do need to be on time for my homeschooling schedule. When are we doing group work? When am I sitting down with each one of the kids? All that stuff. So I plan out my day like that. And that just continues on. These are pretty much all blank. There's a few reminders and appointments in here that need to be written down or whatever, but basically it's blank. I have the same thing for February, same color for March, and then for April, May, and June it's this nice green color. And I don't have all of these dailies, I don't have all of the March dailies written or drawn out. I just did the first couple of days. So as I have 10-15 minutes, I can just come and quickly trace out the lines, or I may just leave this blank and see how this works for me for a couple of months. And then come the end of February, I will reevaluate what I want to do with these dailies. Maybe I want to do a weekly spread instead of a daily, or maybe I want to do 2 days on a day on 2 pages instead. So I don't know. That's the good thing about having blank paper. I can make it up as I go, just like the bullet journal. So after the June, I have the other ones. I have the other dividers and pages already done. I just have them out of this. So after my planner pages, I have my projects, and my collections. And I have a little contents page. This is very bullet journal stylish, and I have different projects I'm working on, and then kind of like what I need to do for the next action and so forth. And each project is on its own page, so I can add notes or whatever. If I'm pricing things, I can write stuff down, what I need to buy, how much it costs, where I need to get it. And then collections, another contents for my collections. These are things like what books do I want to read, what devotionals do I want to do on my app, my homeschool savings, a to-buy list, MAC lipstick dupes that I'm interested in, different things. My paint colors in my house, since we're currently painting, and if we ever need to buy the paint again to touch up, I'll know exactly what paint color is where. At the end of my collections, I have this plain white laminated sheet that came in a Franklin Covey pages set that I got a couple of years back. I kept it and laminated it, and I used this to draw out my pages here when I print them out, and that way I can cut them out. And behind that I have these two little zipper kind of pouches, and in this one I keep some business cards and some gift cards that we have and still need to use, and in this one I keep our health, all of my kids and mine, our health insurance cards and my voter's registration card, and you can clearly see that there's private information on there that I don't want you guys seeing. After that I have this little notepad. This notepad is like this thick, and I got it from Publix for like $3, and it has a bunch of colors. All I did was separate out all the colors and put this into here, and I kept all the rest of the colors. Here are all the rest of the colors, so you can see how thick that is. And some of them have holes, and some of them I kept as little notepads so I can stick them in there when I'm done with this one. And the lines are very thick, so what I did was I took the ruler and I just kind of drew a little line in between each of the original lines so it would be a little slimmer and I can fit more information on the page. Here's where I'm working out what goals I still want to work on and decide for next year, and here I'm looking at some possible gift ideas for my husband's birthday, and then the rest is blank paper. I've been using this Pilot G2.07 in my planner, and basically one pen, one planner, it's all portable, and that's it. So what I'll do with these pages that I've printed out, and after I cut them out, I will put them behind this white divider here, and they will stay right here, and whenever I need paper for a collection or a note or whatever, I can just take it out of here, write on it, and then put it where it needs to be. So that is it for my 2017 planner. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.